Yo, 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 what is going on, gentlemen, and if there are ladies, we are back, YingYangSports. I am Justin, that is Caleb. How we feeling today?
Feeling great. Had a good Monday. It's a little bit rainy outside today, but that's not going to stop us from having a fantastic Tuesday. Honestly, Monday flew by. Kind of feels like the week's going to fly by, and hopefully the weekend's here before we know it.
Yeah, I think it will be. And speaking of something that's coming up very, very quickly, that is NFL preseason.
Excited.
We are a month away, and I am uber excited. And
yeah.
I would bet that due to our recent promotions, shout out to us.
Yep.
Everyone, please give us some love in the chat. We both got promotions, and hopefully that means we're going to be a part of the Lions game day coverage.
Yeah.
And we'll be involved in that. And that starts in a month during the preseason. So
yeah, this season's it's gonna be crazy. There's a lot of anticipation, maybe more anticipation, the most anticipation for a Lions season ever. And it's cool that we get to start it off on Sunday Night Football. Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be awesome, and we get to start it off booing a certain number of kids, Stafford's kids. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that will be a blast. And thank you for the love, Just a Fan, Chase Amley. It is a pleasure to have you guys here today, and as well as Randall Smalls and Alan W. Joel is in East Lansing currently. He has another job, so I'm also gonna try to be. I'm texting the group chat. I'm trying to be in this dynasty league that they're starting.
Yeah, I'm in a dynasty league right now. It's fun.
I've never been in a dynasty league.
I'll quickly read you my team. It's definitely you don't have to pay as much attention because like if you lose, like it's not that big of a deal because then you just get a better draft pick next year. But real quick, my team: Tua, Breece Hall, Rico Dowdle's my RB2, Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave, Evan Ingram, Garrett Wilson, Debo, Trevor Lawrence. Then like Quentin
How many
Johnson.
players are in that league? It seems like
We have
light
10.
roster.
We have 10.
So how did you do last year?
I sucked. I have like the fourth
it
overall
seemed
pick.
It seemed like all right. Well, hopefully you get a turnaround season this next year.
Yeah.
As hopefully you have a better year. I mean that's all you gotta hope for.
Yeah.
Do you know what spot do you have in
The draft.
in the draft?
I have
this year.
I have fourth, and then last year I traded Tony Pollard for a first round pick. So
That's a good move. I like that.
Yeah, and the kid that
So who are you targeting at 4?
It kind of depends. I mean, we play super flex, so the quarterbacks are definitely going to be Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. They'll probably go 1 and 2. If Marv is there at 4, I'd probably take Marv. I really like Malik Neighbors. Maybe take him. I don't know. It kind of depends what happens.
Also some great running backs that I love as well. But we'll get into that closer to the football season. Alan W., that is correct. We are both full time now, and we're tapped in. We're locked in, and we're excited to be a part of Woodward Sports.
Yep.
So also, we're about to dive into the Tigers, but if you have any hockey questions you would like it to be answered, I'm going to throw out a quick hockey mailbag for you guys. So if you want to throw those in the chat, I'd love to answer them in the next segment because we're going to talk about hockey right after we talk about the return of the man, the myth, Javy Baez.
Yeah. Well, first, I didn't see it. I didn't see it on there. I kind of just remembered it just now. Shout out Cade Cunningham. Did you put it on there? Sorry if you put it on there. I didn't want to jump the gun here. The Cade Cunningham?
No, you got it.
Shout out Cade Cunningham. Inked the 5-year deal, $54 million a year. Hopefully he's a Piston for life. We're going to find you that co-star, Cade. We're going to find you that co-star. We're going to get shooters around you. We're going to get a competent front office here. Let's do it, Cade. Shout out Cade. Probably my favorite Detroit sport athlete, which is saying a lot because they've sucked for a long time. But, yeah, shout out Cade. I'm really happy when I saw that notification. Let's go. He's the future.
He is the future, and we were talking about it yesterday, how he inked the deal, or not inked the deal, but the lineup mixes that you can have with him and to be successful with him. So I'm actually excited to see this season go down and move into hopefully a solid future for the Pistons.
Yeah, hopefully.
But back to the team that looks to have very grim future as well. The Detroit Tigers. Javy Baez comes back 1 for 3, double.
Yeah.
It is what it is. They won the game. But some wild stats came out and I think you probably know which ones I'm referring to. The 2 or more run stats, which are 41 and 26 when scoring 2 or more runs. That is a pace of a team that wins like 100 games.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I hope everyone knows that.
Yeah.
And then in 1-run games, they'd be 43 and 39, which would be in place to have a wild card spot locked up.
Yeah. Hey, Chris Illich, maybe spend some money.
Yeah.
You see what happens when you score runs. Usually when you score runs, correct me if I'm wrong here, Justin, when you score runs, you usually win a lot of the time. Especially,
really?
That's just what I've heard.
I've heard the same thing.
I've heard that, but I'm not 100% if it's true because I haven't seen it. You know what I mean? But, yeah, that's a wild stat. And is Javy Baez going to help us score 2 or more runs a game? No. But hopefully he comes back a different player with a healthy back.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he'll start actually playing with a little bit of aura, and he actually will go back to a little bit of the mean. But I'm not going to get all pissed about how bad the contract is or how bad he's played in the past. I'm just going to hope for the future because I can't do anything else because it will drive me absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
That is why I'm excited for the deadline. Yep, that is 100%. I am excited for the deadline. I will not lie. Just a fan translates pitching good, hitting bad, pretty much.
Yep.
Time for Cade to step up into a leadership role. Hope for 30 wins. Do you think 30 wins? That's
for Cade?
Fan.
Yeah. Well, I posted, follow me on Twitter at Caleb Zarnick, but I posted kind of a picture of the starting 5 of what I thought it was going to be in Cade, Malik Beasley, Tobias Harris, Asar Thompson, and Dern, and I kind of asked everybody how many games they think they're going to win this year, and majority was around 25 to 30. And I said yesterday on heavyweights, I'd say 30 is 30. Anything above 30 is overachieving, I think.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. And Alan W. asked, after Rando Small said Can Coleman is a sleeper, I agree. Alan W., we should do his fantasy league with the chat if enough people would be down, along with the host, of course. Yeah. I would love to do that. That'd be pretty epic.
Yeah.
If we can definitely get enough people down, it'd have to be at least 8. But I'd hope for at least 10. Justin Van, any trade away before offseason will be a waste, in my opinion. No contender will trade away bats right now. Yeah, but there's also teams that want to dump salary and are at the bottom of the MLB that have expiring contracts. So you're really going to give up essentially nothing for them.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can't do that always.
Yeah, you got players you could trade away for bats. You know, we talked yesterday, Alex Faedo, Matt Manning. Even though I saw someone in the chat say yesterday that Alex Faedo might be our closer, which might be true. He might be the closer of the future with, Foley not looking as great as of late. But yeah, there's definitely players in your farm system that you could trade away for not superstar bats, but bats that are better than Mark Canha and Gio Urshela and Zach McKinstry. So, yeah, and one guy I kind of want to hear your thoughts, a guy that's been heating up lately. Do you think Carson Kelly is on the trade block? Do you think Scott Harris is making
100%.
Do you
a contender should be fawning over the fact of having him as their catcher?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
he should get a good haul back.
Yeah,
get a good haul back for him, and then for Flaherty, for Canha, I don't necessarily know.
Yeah, but like I said yesterday, this kind of all depends what happens this series and next series. If let's say we take 3 from Cleveland, which is a possibility. Now we're rolling right now, fellas. 4 in a row, we're rolling.
We are rolling.
If we take 3 from Cleveland and we could beat LA in that series, who knows what happens here? Who knows? But that could just be, flash in the pan, Tigers like we saw, they started 5-0 and then.
Yeah. So Rando Smalls asks, and he asked Broder as well, Manning Montero vest with 2 minor league prospects for Chisholm and lefty reliever to close.
I'm sorry, who? Manning and who?
Montero and vest.
Okay.
With 2 minor leaguers. I mean, the only one that really moves the needle for me on that one is Montero. So I would 100% do that. It's just I don't know if that's enough to get them.
Yeah, I don't think Flannel Sam would be too happy if we picked up Jazz Chisholm.
No, Flannel might have an absolute spasm if we trade for Jazz Chisholm.
But
wait, hold on. Hey, Flannel, come in here if you want to talk about how much you hate Jazz Chisholm. But, see if he hears me. He's in the other room.
Jazz Chisholm just seems like a player that I feel like, I don't know, he strikes out a good amount. I mean, he hits for some power. I I'm not the biggest fan of Jazz Chisholm. I think I would have to take it because honestly, this whole time I've been looking at players we could trade away for prospects. I haven't really looked at hitters we could trade for. You know what I mean? Because we've been so bad, and I didn't think that we would buy at all. But if Jazz is one of those players,
I mean, some of the guys how are the Blue Jays still kind of doing shitty?
If Bo Bichette becomes a Tiger, I wouldn't be mad.
If they are, then yeah, Bo Bichette and Vladdy are on the block. You have guys like Jock Peterson on the block.
Yeah.
There are a ton of players on the block. So you have options 100%. We need to give up talent to get talent. Yes, 100% Rando. I don't think this is going to happen, but he says Badu and a minor league prospect for Randy Arozarena. I think it's going to, even though Arozarena is playing bad, I think he still does have a ton of value. I mean,
Arozarena?
Yeah. I'd 100% love that. I just don't necessarily know. Also, I don't know where he fits into our outfield. Plan for the future. I mean, I know you can't necessarily bank on Kerry Carpenter at this point because he has an injury that caused David Wright to retire, and I will victory lap that. I was on that from the jump. This is not a minor injury for Kerry. And it's just, you think he's actually in this outfield plan? I don't even know what contract he's on. Like, that depends as well.
I'm looking it up right now.
I'm looking for a shortstop for sure, 100%. Even if it's a prospect, you need another one. I don't understand trading away good players with no cap. You can literally buy players. Yep. Would contending teams give up proven bats at the deadline, though? No, 100% not. You'd be going, like, teams like the Diamondbacks who are sputtering, who want to get rid of Jock Peterson's salary. Like, that's a team who you can target.
But he could really only hit against righties, though. I would rather have – I don't want another platoon guy. I don't want to give A.J. Hinch another player. He could platoon because I'm so sick and tired of it.
That's true. No, that's valid. It's a valid take.
But, I mean, you look at a guy like Randy Arozarena. He's sitting 201, 89 strikeouts, walked 40 times, 668 OPS. I don't see him being much of a needle mover for us in the Central or the playoff, or not the Central. We're out of that race, but the wild card. I'll look at his contract right now. Let's see.
But while you bring that up, I'm going to pose a question for after you're done with the bringing up his contract. And there's been a lot of chatter on the network on whether or not Colt Keith has a better future than Riley Green.
No, I'm a big Riley Green guy. I just think Riley Green. I think his swing path just shows that he's going to hit for power. I think I'm not as high on him on defense as a lot of people are, but I think he's good enough. Shout out Easy.
If you're not subscribed to this podcast, your mother's a whore.
Hey, he said it. So. He said it.
Shout out Easy.
Yeah, shout out Easy. But yeah, I'm a big Riley Green guy here. Hits for power, all-star. Look, I think Cole Keith's going to be a fine player, but I think he's a guy that you're probably going to have to move to first base because he's not that great defensively at second. But yeah, I'd say no. I think Riley Green's our cornerstone guy in the lineup.
Yeah, 100%. And Just Fan said rushed young players can have their confidence destroyed. I 100% agree, and I believe that is what happened with Parker Meadows. We brought him up too early, and hopefully he recovers from his injury and can come back and play better. That's all you can hope for on this team. Imagine how different this season would be if Torque didn't shit the bed and Carpenter didn't get hurt. We would be at 500 at least, 100%. The path for Colt Keith is easier compared to Riley Green. Way more talent playing in the outfield compared to second base. Yep, Chase, that is a great point. Yep. Dakota Mullet, dude, Easy probably has the hottest mom. All right. That's wild. No,
I'm gonna tell him you said that, and he's gonna come after you. A scary Easy. I mean, a mean Easy or a mad Easy.
Easy
scary.
Would truck me in the Oklahoma Drove.
Yes.
I will not lie. I will not try to put up a front. But now we're gonna tap into some Red Wing stuff because there was something said on this network, not Ying Network, I guess, Woodward Sports Network, that I just could not take it. It was making my ears bleed as they were talking about the option of firing Steve Yzerman to bring back Ken Holland. What are we doing?
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna say this again because I don't want you guys to think that I think I know what I'm talking about when it comes to hockey. I'm gonna say it again. Not the biggest hockey guy, but who said that? I don't want to be too disrespectful here. So I'm still newer here. I
would be respectful.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't. From what I've heard, I think Steve Yzerman has a plan, and from this offseason, the trajectory of his plan is, it's going accordingly. So yeah, Ken Holland's our old GM, right? He's last year. He's our old GM.
Yeah.
What's funny, dude?
The reading chat. Chat's funny as shit.
What are they saying?
Now.
What are they saying?
They're saying, oh, like they're laughing about the easy thing, and then they're selling out who said it.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry, I gotta hold it together. All right, I will say though that idea is just not it, Chief. It's just not it. Let's like, I get it, he won 2 cups, but that was in a completely different NHL. The salary cap era is a completely different animal that Ken Holland cannot achieve in my opinion. And Steve Yzerman inherited that deadly situation and has done the best with it. And it took him 10 years to do it in Tampa, so he at least deserves 10 years before you truly judge him here when he inherited a worse situation. So that's my opinion on that. What's good, Lord? What's up, Dante? Great to see you guys. I'm glad that everyone knows what we're talking about, but I still choose to be a respectful broadcaster.
yeah.
Because even though I completely am on the opposite side of the disagreement board, but I would you agree with me that, and Neil, because me and Neil are talking about this on Big D Energy, there will be no negative judgment of Steve Yzerman until you see regression on this team.
Yeah.
Because they have progressed every single year after year.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly right. Like, until they start losing games that they shouldn't, and they start losing more games. Like, if they lose, there's 82 games in a year, right? If they lose 50, that might be a little bit of a problem. But I mean, right now, like you said, they're progressing every single year, and I think you just got to follow the plan.
Yes, and LW, if we lock up Raymond and Sider, then this is a good offseason to me. People are disappointed because they expected this to be the year we made a splash push into the playoffs and beyond. Well, we did. And that's what really bothers me, is like we did do that. Like Vladimir Tarasenko is a splash signing. Like I think, and this gets to a topic I actually put on the show sheet, is it's Tarasenko over Stamkos. It's Kane over Stamkos. Because think about it like this, all right? You ready for me to blow your mind?
I'm ready.
What's Kane's contract?
1 year.
Money-wise.
What was it?
$4 million.
Okay, 4.
Well, how much is Tarasenko's contract?
4.5.
4.5. How much did Steven Stamkos get signed for again?
Way more than that.
$8 million a year.
Yep.
Would I rather have 2 elite scorers or 1 elite scorer for around the same amount of money?
I would say you want 2. You want 2 rather than 1 for the same amount of money. And look, I'm no genius here.
Look, I know that's a crazy, crazy idea.
Yeah.
But that just makes so much sense to me. I mean, and here's another one. Ready? Steven Stamkos plus minus. Minus 21.
Mm-hmm.
Vladimir Tarasenko plus 13.
Yep.
That is a 30-point difference on plus to their team versus minus to their team. And Stamkos is a power play merchant. Tarasenko had a way more like regular non-power play points. And that's where it's just different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not apples to oranges for people who might say that it's so different. Like they're completely different players. Well, show me any stat that you want. AAV wise, value wise, point wise, plus minus wise. The only thing that you could say about Steven Stamkos is he played all 82. He played 81 games, not all 82. He played 81 games. Tarasenko played 76, and Kane played 60. But Kane had surgery leading into the season. He will play a full season if he stays healthy this year.
Yeah,
it's honestly, it's apples to oranges because how much better apples are to oranges.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's you get those two guys, and I saw a couple people saying like, oh, go get Stamkos, and then they kind of saw the contract he got, and then saw what we got Tarasenko for and Kane for, and yeah, it's wizardry.
And Dante151, you're talking about a radio station that plays a show from 2 to 6, and I'm sure assuming I know what show you're talking about. That is one of my role models in the radio industry, and I would tell him straight up he's wrong. He's wrong. And he is fast results. He wants results. He wants to see these optics, and he's great. He's absolutely amazing. No diss on the person, but that hockey take is fucking horrible. And this is like he should know this. Like, he is a hockey fan. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, and I've called into their show before, and I've talked to him before, and like he's very difficult to argue with. But I would tell you right now, I'd stand on my 2 feet and I would argue him into the ground because there's so many plausible reasons why this is working, and that's why I like it's full picture, it's full optics, and you have to look at the entire story of the rebuild. You can't just judge it on anything. All right, look, John F. and Lord, 2 birds, 1 stone, 100%. It's a great signing and improves the team, but I wouldn't call him a splash signing personally. That's fair. Double baby, let's go. Justin, great take. I was saying this as well. Shout out Dakota. Kane and Stamkos are the same player production-wise. Getting Kane and taking Stamkos for the cost of Stamkos, the definition of birds in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Yeah. I love how you just put that, Chase. At Randall Smalls, I don't respect the opinion of anyone who doesn't have a good understanding of the sport they are opinioning on. Too many casuals.
You're looking at one right here.
He's an Islander fan or something. Yeah, for me, buffering. Oh, it's buffering? I wonder why. Hopefully it gets fixed, guys. If it keeps buffering, just let me know and I'll look at it, but it shouldn't be buffering. Everything should be good on the stream, but let me know if it keeps buffering. I will do my best to try to fix that. But yeah, let's move into next season's expectations. And I want to talk about what an A-level season from those guys looks like. Because there's certain things that certain players have to bring for this team to make the playoffs, to be successful, and to possibly win a playoff game. Or not a playoff game, a playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's start with the signings. Patrick Kane, I think he needs to make the 60-plus game clause in his contract. And then I think he needs to have 65 points.
What's the clause in his contract for points? Does he have one?
5. It's I think there's 60 games, 60 points, $500K for each.
What about playoffs?
Playoffs is another $500K.
I like it.
10 points is a $1.5 million.
It's almost like a.
We succeed, he succeeds.
Yeah, it's almost. I mean, usually you don't see these kind of. I mean, you do, but it's almost like a prove it deal almost for him to show that he could still ball out, lead a team.
Because we'll sign him to the exact same deal next year. If he's proven that he can play and he wants to play, he said how much he wanted to come back to Detroit. He wants to play with his buddy Tarasenko that he was talking all up about and got him here. Like, that's what you want to hear. And speaking of Tarasenko, I expect 70 games and 65-plus points.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be a great season for him. Raymond, 80 points. Don't care how it's done. I'd also like to see the assistant captain on his chest. I think that'd be a great step for a young player. He had the A for the Swedish national team, and if your national team recognizes you there, your NHL team should definitely recognize you there. And let me know what you think about these expectations I have for these players, because I think they're pretty fair. Y'all bringing too much heat for the small studio, need the big desk. Hey, hopefully that's the next step in our next promotion. Right?
Yeah, that's the goal here, kind of.
Yeah, so hopefully we get out there on the desk soon, and we're just gonna keep grinding for now.
Yeah, just baby steps here. We're both the what's the saying here with the fish in the pond? We're the small ones. And And, we're just going to keep grinding,
Drop your @ in the chat.
I'm getting there right now.
You're going to have to go pull up the YouTube. I'm sorry, Caleb, but the people want to follow you.
Yeah, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it all day.
Shout out Chase Amley. Me and him DM all the time, talk about hockey. It's hype. Damn, did it just buffer again? I wonder why it's doing that. It never does that. I'm so curious. I don't know how to fix it either. So I apologize. I genuinely don't know how to fix it. I literally would. I hope it's not too bad. And then Larkin, points mean nothing to me when it comes to Dylan Larkin. It is how many games he plays. And I need him to miss less than 10. I need him to be at 74 games. I need him to give him a nice buffer. He can get hurt, a little bump and bruise, 10-day DL. Cannot have him out for a long time. This team proved that they're not sustainable without him. They need him.
Yeah.
Stream just crashed. It just came back, though. It crashed for me, too, LNW. I'm watching it on my laptop. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I think there must be a lot of stuff running on the Wi-Fi right now. What's Larkin's plus minus? Let's see here. I'll tell you. And then for Cat, I need a little bit of a bounce back season. I need 70+ points for Cat. He did not necessarily play great last year. Kind of a down season for him. I'm seeing +6 on Dylan Larkin, and that's with pretty bad defense. So +6 on a bad defensive team is really good. +5. Yeah, that's solid. That's really good. I'd take that all day. So, yeah, I think those are very realistic expectations for them. That's what I'd expect and what I would be hoping for. I hope that all these players succeed, and I hope that, possibly Raymond and possibly Sider get their first All-Star nod today or this year for the Red Wings. They deserve it. Shout out Maz. Maz is dipping. But, yeah. It was E&E, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
want to put him on blast when they were right next to him. I would have said it to his face, but I felt like I was talking shit right next to him. So if they asked me about it, I'd literally tell them the same thing. We're gonna talk about it on Big D Energy tomorrow. Yeah, make sure you tune in for that. Neil's gonna rip them to parts. It's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Neil. Neil's so awesome. Damn, the stream did just crash. That's so tough. Cat will be better, hopefully. Larkin stays healthy. Kane was full offseason. Young guys will get better. Yeah, 100%. LNW hit the nail on the head. Very excited for this season, as everyone should. And you know who I'm also excited for? Our second-year running back, Jameer Gibbs, to prove something that I have been preaching from the jump, and that is that he's better than Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say... I mean, Bijan's very, very good. This isn't taken away from Bijan, but...
No, they're both in the A tier of running backs.
But a little help from the Lions O-line, but I mean, the Falcons have a pretty good O-line too. So I don't know if you could use that as an excuse, but Jameer Gibbs was absolutely unbelievable last year, and he's a difference maker on this Lions offense. He's one of the big reasons we were top 5 last year in offense, and we're gonna be. I would argue I think we have the best offense in the league, and he's a big part of it. And the two-headed monsters with him, the two-headed monster of him and Montgomery, it's hard to beat.
It only benefits them.
I don't know. I think about this all the time. Why does every team not do that?
I don't know.
It works. You look at Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara. You look at pairs like that. It works every time.
Electrically, it's so good.
Why are teams not
Zeke
doing
and Tony
this?
Pollard.
Zeke and Tony Pollard, yeah, when they were, yeah. I mean, I don't get why every team doesn't do that. Having a little bit of a thumper, but I think David Montgomery's better than just a power back. I think he's more elusive, but having a guy that's gonna
and then Jameer Gibbs is a 5-tool guy.
He ran between the tackles a lot better than I thought we would.
So he blew my. That's when he I had originally in the draft process I had Bijan over Gibbs, but then after seeing how good Gibbs ran between the tackles, because that was my one kind of I don't really know, because he did so much receiving work because their O-line wasn't great at Bama.
Yeah,
I think that he just exploded, and I was just so intrigued by watching him play. He's just absolutely electric.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
They're running for another 2,000 yards. Dakota, yeah, I agree. Week 1 is going to be crazy. Rams are a sleeper team to me. If Stafford stays healthy, I think they have a chance to win the division. I think they're a sleeper team. I just think that I think it's tough because I like the Rams roster, but losing Aaron Donald will be detrimental.
Yeah, well,
and that's a hard, especially in Game 1. That's why I have no doubt we're going to beat the Rams.
Yeah.
In Week 1. I'm honestly probably going to drop a bag on it.
Mm-hmm.
But
have to. Responsibly.
Yeah.
Responsibly.
But like for a college kid, like dropping 100 bones on a
yeah,
game
that's
is
like
a
that's like
bunch.
$1 million.
Yeah, like that's like
if I lose a $100 bet, I am sad.
That's
for
like
the next
that's
couple
like
days.
a week worth of.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Let me. You follow the UFC, right?
I don't.
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
I'm
I thought I saw you tweeting about that, but that was Travis then.
Yeah.
Word. Well, yeah, I lost. Me and all my friends, we bet a combined like $1,600, maybe $2,000 on Charles Oliveira to beat Armin Sarukin at UFC. Was it maybe 300? I think it was UFC 300, and we lost, all of us. I had like $200 on it. My buddy had like $400 on it. Like it was brutal. It was a total reality check. It was absolutely brutal.
It's terrible,
Who's on
especially
their
like
D-line now, a bunch of scrubs. Talking about the Rams. They have rookies. They're betting on a rookie parlay of Verse and Fisk.
Yeah.
Who, I mean, you saw with the Tigers what happens when you bet on rookie parlays. So
yeah,
they're going to get pushed around in Week 1, that's for sure. Penei Sewell is going to shove Jared Verse into the fucking ground.
Yeah, I am the biggest Los Angeles Rams hater maybe on planet Earth. I don't like Sean McVay. I don't like Matthew Stafford. I'm not the biggest Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua guy. There's just something about that team I can't stand, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut here. I got nothing nice to say, so I'm not going to say nothing. But I will say this. We're booing them kids, and we're going to boo loud.
Yeah.
Right to them.
Let's go. I agree. Fire up. So, we're going to keep it on the football topic then, because you don't have enough nice things to say about... All right, actually, I have another question before we move on from the Lions. Who is the sleeper loss? Because everyone wants to talk about how many wins we're going to have. But like, who's the stinker game that we're gonna play that we're gonna lose? That's gonna be irritating. It's not gonna matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But I have a couple that I think that are stinker territory.
I look at that Indy game and it worries me a little bit.
See, you think that's a stinker game? I think Indy's gonna be good this year, so it's gonna be a very good game in general, and it's not necessarily gonna be like a chance for a stinker game.
Yeah. I guess you're right. I think Anthony.
I'm talking about teams that will have losing records.
That's tough. I got to pull up that schedule real quick.
Because I have two off the top of my head.
Let's see here. I'm curious to hear yours. I mean, at first when the schedule came out, it was the Rams for me. I think I know which game you're gonna pick. Is Arizona one of them?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just like it's a weird part of the schedule. It's a revenge game before the week before against the Seahawks. It's our first road game. I think that all plays a factor.
I'm gonna guess your other one. Is it? I don't want to count one of the Chicago games because I think they're gonna be decent.
I don't think you're gonna.
Are one of these Is it Tennessee at home?
Yeah,
dude, no shot. We're not losing. We're not losing to Will Levis.
Dude, I hope not. But
we're not losing to Will Levis at Ford Field.
You don't want to take the horse cock?
No, I don't. But shout out his ex-girlfriend because she's a looker. I'll say that.
But yeah, I mean, here's my reasoning, and it might be whack, but just hear me out. Back-to-back, like in between two divisional games, with the Texans right after.
We had
look at that 5-game stretch. Okay, like you play Dallas. You play the Vikings, you play the Titans, you play the Packers, and then you play the Texans.
Yeah, but
you're there is an easy overlook spot right there, overlooking for Green Bay, overlooking for the Texans. Like I just think that's where a lot of losses come in the NFL is in overlook spots, in spots where they're tired from big stretches, and that's a Cowboys game and a divisional game. I just think that it's a very interesting one that. I think it doesn't pop out of the screen as like a loss.
Yeah.
But I just I see you're not gonna win every game you're supposed to win. That's just not how the NFL works.
No, it's not. It's any given Sunday. I believe in that wholeheartedly. But I don't know, when you look at that Tennessee game, you go beat the piss out of Dallas on the road.
Love in the chat.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Kyler guy. I'm a Kyler Murray guy, and
you are. Word.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good. And I think the Cardinals are going to be a lot better than expected. But yeah, you're going to go beat the piss out of Dallas at AT&T Stadium, and then you go and beat the piss out of Minnesota at Minnesota. You got a little pep in your step now, and then you get to come back home and play Tennessee. I don't know. I don't like Tennessee's odds there in that game.
All right, I don't either. But everyone's saying, "Oh, this team's so good." We're going 13-4. But you guys are picking their losses to be every big game. They're not going to lose every big game. They're going to split their big games most likely down the middle. You're probably going to get 3 losses of their 6 big games.
Whoa, we'll take there. What are the 3 losses you think? So let's say they're big games. Okay, San Fran, are they winning that game?
I don't know yet.
Yes or no? Are they winning?
Don't start with them.
Okay, sorry.
Texans, Cowboys, Rams.
You can call both Packers games big games.
Yep, Packers.
They're beating Dallas.
And San Fran, that's 6. Both Packers games, Texans, Cowboys, Rams, and 49ers.
I don't know. I hate being biased here, but I'm looking at the schedule and I don't see a team that can beat us. But you're right. Any given Sunday,
I think you got to give the Texans some respect.
No, absolutely. The Texans are great, and we got to play them on the road. That's a great team. But I don't know. I could
to the Texans.
I could see us dropping that game.
I think we lose a game to the Packers, and I think we lose a game to either
handsome guy Noah,
the 49ers, or Dallas.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 losses, right? And then after that, I'm looking at the Cardinals game and I'm looking at the Titans game on the road. That's because I don't think we lose in Ford Field.
Yeah, no, we play the Titans.
Also, smash that like button for Caleb because he's a boy.
We play. Yeah, no, for sure. I love coming on here, but we play the Titans at home. You just said we don't. I don't think we lose at Ford Field. We play the Titans at home.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess then I'm big on the Cardinals game, I guess. I guess the hype's on there on me for the Cardinals.
The Cardinals game is, yeah, if the line, if you want to talk betting-wise, if that line is
I'm pretty sure the Lions haven't lost at home in, I think it's 14 games or something like that.
It feels like a minute. Off the top of my head, I mean, Thanksgiving, was that the last game
Oh, yeah, they lost. They had a huge streak going before I forgot they lost at home, and they beat them at Green Bay. See, that irritates me. I can't believe we lost to them at home last year.
Yeah, definitely tough. That game was tough to watch. I was full on turkey and mashed potatoes, and I just had to see my team get beat up on. First play of the game, Christian Watson bomb. That sucked. But yeah, we're coming for vengeance this year against who we playing on Thanksgiving. Say it, because I don't remember. Who we playing on Thanksgiving? The Bears. We're gonna beat the Bears.
Oh, we're sweeping the Bears. Caleb Williams is gonna have 35 turnovers this year. You put that on me, and I will 100% tell you that they are going to have 1,000,000 turnovers this year. Hey, shout out Steve K for pulling up. He came from Big D Energy, and we appreciate that 100%.
Shout out Steve.
There's only a couple minutes left, and I would really, really love the help of you and chat if they would like to give it to me. I'm trying to pick my dynasty team for NCAA Football 25.
I'll give you one. Shout out Brock Horn from my high school. Bowling Green. He's a linebacker for Bowling Green. Bowling Green could be a fun team to do.
All right, word. All right, I respect that pick, but I'm not sold on the Bowling Green jerseys.
Okay, what about MSU?
I'm a Michigan fan, dog.
Sorry. What about the
It's okay, you didn't know.
What about the what's that team? The Golden shout out Nick. I'm going to look it up.
Here, I have a few, though. I already have in the gun waiting for you. And shout out Ryan. Yes, Woodward should tap in, stream this, get active. But UCF seems to be my front runner at the moment.
Cool jerseys.
Cool stadium.
Yep.
In a power conference. Small school in a power conference, so the rebuild will still be hard.
Yeah.
I also look at teams like Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very appealing option. I also Tulane, moving them to a bigger conference. I've done them before, though, so I'm not necessarily trying to do Tulane. The Grizzlies, question mark.
Oakland?
Oakland, I don't know.
I don't
Oakland
think
does
they'll
not
be in
have,
the
but I could team builder them in. But I don't.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play with the real players. I'm really excited they're actually gonna have real players in the game.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna try to do a real team. Please drop some suggestions down. Here we go. Arkansas. All right, Arkansas is solid. That'd be a good one. They're at the bottom of the SEC. What are some other schools at the bottom of the SEC that's not Vanderbilt? Because Vanderbilt is. I've done Vanderbilt before. I'm trying to do ones I've not done before.
Bottom of the SEC.
Mississippi State, maybe.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
I could see myself doing that. Maybe one of the Pac-12 teams in the Big 12. See, what would be a fun rebuild if they did it right would be Colorado, but they're the 9th or 10th best team in the game for some dumbass reason.
Well, because, I mean, you know why.
I mean, I do know why.
Yeah.
It's annoying, though.
Yeah.
And it's
I think they had them rated over Michigan.
I think they are.
That's wild.
But
and
crazy.
when you look at, like, the top 25 defenses they did, Michigan's like
Yeah, the defense
9.
one is ass.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Michigan should have the number 1 or 2 defense. You could argue me Georgia, but you're not arguing me Ohio State. Lick my balls.
Yes, but I will say this, because I don't think you know. The chat might know. I don't remember if me and Joel talked about it at all.
Oh, Chase has got me. Chase has low-key got me with one. Keep going, though. I'll tell you in a second.
When I talk about Michigan or Michigan State, like when the seasons get closer, I'm an unbiased guy. I don't have a side. I mean, all my friends went to Michigan State. I went up there and, partied a lot. But I see how their fan base is sometimes. Sometimes they're a little bit delusional. But, hey, don't get mad at me for saying that. I'm just saying. And then Michigan, I don't know, wasn't the biggest Harbaugh guy. So he looks like he wants to kill me because I said I'm not a big Harbaugh guy. But look, I'm both ways. And I'm not going to say I'm going to bandwagon and pick whatever team's better that year to be a fanboy of. I kind of like them both. You know what I mean? I don't pick a side here.
Don't let Neil Rule hear that. I that's even worse of an offense than me rooting for Western and rooting for Michigan. Because
I want to become like a Western fan. Just be like, oh, Michigan or State, Western. Like that's so sick. Just being a team like a fan of not one of the two big.
See, it's so hard
big
for me because I want to love Western. I really do. I want to follow their sports, but I've grown up watching Michigan. Denard Robinson is how I fell in love with football.
Yeah.
And then you watch a Western Michigan game play, and they can't even complete a forward pass.
Yeah.
So then you're just like, shit. I how am I supposed to be a diehard fan of this team?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's tough, and that's all I've known since I've been at Western. So I don't know how like people are always like, oh well, Corey Davis. Well, yeah, Corey Davis was in 2016 where we actually had a good coach and a good infrastructure, and we're in the fucking Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
We have not put up a winning season since I've been at school.
Yeah.
So that's why that's not why I'm a Michigan fan. I'm a Michigan fan because I've grown up a Michigan fan. I love Michigan. I would have gone to Michigan, but I chose to go to Syracuse instead, where I transferred from, and then I needed to go to a smaller school for my academic purposes. So that's my story behind that, and that's why I don't take any shit when it comes to my Michigan fandom. But yeah, we have some great suggestions here. I'm not doing Central, just a fan, but good suggestion. But Ole Miss, fun fact about Ole Miss, I have done Ole Miss before, and multiple times. Matt Corral, shout out. Matt Corral's a Heisman winner and a 2-time national champion.
Nice.
So, shout out to Matt Corral. He also came back for his senior year, which got him the second natty.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think he won 2 Heismans, if I'm not mistaken. But Chase gave me the one I wanted, and that's Virginia Tech.
That's a cool one.
Turn me up on that. That might be my leader in the clubhouse. And Boston College is a good one. I don't think I'm going with that one though. And then Auburn from Randall Smalls. I think my leaders right now, and they're all in different conferences, so I think that's hype. Auburn, UCF, and Virginia Tech are the ones I'm looking at right now. So we're gonna keep narrowing the list down. I'll keep you updated. I think I'm gonna stream some of that as well when it gets closer to them. But make sure you smash that like button. Hey, West Virginia's a good one too. Also, we'll consider that one. But smash that like button. Shout out to Caleb for pulling through.
Thanks for having me on.
Always appreciate him. He is the GOAT. And make sure you follow him on his socials. Sam.
Yeah. Everybody have a great rest of your night. Check out the heavyweights 5 to 7 tonight.
Shout out your socials, dog. That's what I was saying.
Shit.
And take them out.
Twitter at Caleb Zarnik. I put in the chat CalebCzarnik. That's really what I post on is Twitter. Yeah, follow me there. Pistons, Lions, Tigers, and